Bring the table a little close. Please, all you come a little close. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालय कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। त्यक्त्वा तूर्णमशेषमण्डलपतिं श्रेणीं सदा तुच्छवत् भूत्वा दीनगणेशको करुणया कोऽपि न कण्ठाश्रितो गोपीभावरसामृतावलहरी कल्लोलमग्नो मुहुः वन्दे रूपसनातनो भटजुगो श्रीजीवगोपालको। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरकृष्णे नमः। नित्यानन्दं नमस्तुभ्यं प्रेमानन्दप्रदायने कलोकल्मषनाशाय श्रीजान्वापतये नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपीकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जयतां सुतपंगुर मम मंदमतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्पदाम्बुजो श्रीराधा मदनमोहन। दिव्यर्विन्दनगलदुर्मदा श्रीमद्रत्नगार सिंहासनस्थौ श्री श्रीराधा शिलगोविन्दे वायु प्रेस्थालभि सेव्यमान स्मरामि। श्रीमनरासरसारम्भि वंशीवटततस्थिता कर्षण वेणुस्वनिर्गोपीर् गोपीनाथ श्रियस्तः। भक्त्या विहीनाय अपराधलक्षे क्षिप्तस्य कामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयी तं शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते शरणारविन्दम्। अजानुलम्बितो भुजो कनकवदातो संकीर्तनेकपित्रो कमलायताक्षो विशम्बरो द्विजवरो युगधर्मपालो वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरो करुणावतारो। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। लाउडली हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरि बोल। So after touring some states, I'm coming from New York and we celebrated the glories of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada with many devotees in New York. And today, in this 4 days series of Hari Katha in Bay Area, California, just got to know today is very auspicious day, and that is, what is auspicious day? What is today? Cīḍā-dahi. Dahi Chida festival. Heard about this?
Yes.
Who observed this? Huh?
Nityanand Prabhu asked.
Asked whom?
Raghunath.
Yes. Good. the narration of this great festival is mentioned in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, where he describes in detail the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu. But if you want to know the details of the pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu, then you have to read Chaitanya Bhagavat, written by Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur. So these two books together makes the complete pastimes of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Charitamrita 3 volumes and Chaitanya Bhagavat 3 volumes. But Vrindavan Das Thakur, when he started writing Chaitanya Bhagavat, who is Vrindavan Das Thakur? It's not different from Ved Vyas, who wrote Srimad Bhagavatam. And Vrindavan Das Thakur wrote Chaitanya Bhagavat. So he planned to write Mahaprabhu pastimes, which happened in Navdeep. But moment he remembered Shri Nityananda Prabhu, the whole course of his writing diverted towards glories of Shri Nityananda Prabhu. And he keep on describing and glorifying him. But Chaitanya Charitamrita is full of Siddhanta, full of Tattvas. Some pastimes of Mahaprabhu in Navdeep, but most of the pastimes of Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri, Nilachal. And the interactions with the 6 Goswamis. Tvaktva Turna Mashesh Mandala Patim. The glories of 6 Goswamis and the glories of all associates of Mahaprabhu is one thing common. Mahaprabhu Bhakt Gane Vairagya Pradhan. Jahan dekh le tushta hai Shri Gaur Bhagwan. One thing common amongst the associates of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, regardless of sannyas ashram or householder ashram. One thing common is vairagya, renunciation, which is very important. Mahaprabhu, who is Radha Krishna combined form, Krishna is not sannyasi, but adopting the mood of Shri Radharani and combined form of Radha Krishna, when he becomes like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is shown highest limit of renunciation. And what he likes more is renunciation. When Krishna, who is Shad Aishwarya means endowed with 6 opulences, Krishna, when he is displaying his renunciation, this unparalleled, no one can defeat that renunciation. And what he likes most is renunciation. So, what to speak of sannyasis in the pastimes of Mahaprabhu, even grastas. Nowadays people say, oh, I'm grasta, I can do whatever I want, I got license. Grasta is not a license to enjoy. And many devotees say, oh, you see, majority of the associates of Mahaprabhu was grastas. You people are sannyasis. You're supposed to follow the standard. We are grastas, we are fine. It's not like this. Mahaprabhu Bhaktagane Vairagya Pradhan. Even the grastas, they have shown highest limit of renunciation. Just like Shiva's Pandit. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Shiva's Pandit, in his house, Mahaprabhu performing Sankirtan, all night singing and dancing, right? But once upon a time, Shiva's Pandit's son died. And his wife Malini Devi started crying and weeping, of course. Son died, attachment. Yes? Mahaprabhu was dancing and Shivas Pandit heard someone is crying. He came out and he saw his wife is crying. Why are you crying? She said, our son died. What a father is supposed to do when he hears his son died?
Supposed to prepare for his last rites.
Last rites, but lamenting, crying, weeping. Shivas Pandit chastised his wife, quiet, don't make noise. Mahaprabhu is relishing Sankirtan. And you're disturbing Mahaprabhu with your cry? She said, our son died. He said, I more concerned about Mahaprabhu's pleasure. This is ordinary grasta?
No.
Someone's sons died, imagine what happened. A young boy died. Feel like the life is finished. You know? I see many families come across the young ones, 18 years, 24 years, and they can't forget this all life. And someone who is like a small young boy died then. But Shivas Pandit, even though grasta, but is least affected with that. Then Mahaprabhu also felt something that, oh, I'm not getting some ananda, some bliss. And then he asked, why everyone is looking like this? They told Mahaprabhu, Shiva's son died. Mahaprabhu became so restless, he came out. And he saw Malini Devi, wife of Shivas Pandit, crying and weeping. You know? So that's a long story. But what to speak of grastas? Sannyasis, even the grastas are so renounced. And then what to speak of? The Goswamis. One day, Rupa Sanatano Bhattajugo Shri Jiva Gopal, who renounced everything to get association of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why the verse says, Tvaktva Turnam Ashesh Mandalapatim Shrenim Sada Tuchavat. Bhutva Deen Ganesh Kau Karunaya Kopin Kanthashito. They give up all their positions. Rup Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they were not ordinary. They were prime ministers. They're holding the control of all state like a king. Raghunath Das Goswami, his opulence was like opulence of Indra. Yeah, the king of demigods. But just to be with Mahaprabhu, they renounce everything. So today, what is the importance of this day? Dahi Chīḍā festival. In some part of the world is going to celebrate tomorrow, but for our Pacific time, right? It's today. Dahi Chīḍā festival. Shri Raghunath Das Goswami, very rich landlord, very rich. He used to earn gold coins, 5,000-6,000 gold coins every day. Or not 1,000, sorry. 500,000. 600,000 gold coins. That rich one day. You know, trillionaire from the material calculation. That's why I said opulence like the opulence of Indra, the king of demigods. But he has a great longing in his heart to meet Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he tried several attempts to escape from his home because he got married with the pressure of his parents. But he has no attachment. Can you open the door, please? He has no attachment of any sort with his opulence, with his luxuries, with his wife. No attachment. Only attachment is Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So from external point of view, it looks like, oh, this is weird. Your family, you're not attached. But always remember, we all are individuals and staying together, living together for short span of time. One day we all have to leave our relatives, our dear ones. But who is the one who is always situated in the heart in every lifetime and who is going to be always with us? Is Lord in the heart. Is Krishna, is Mahaprabhu, is Paramatma. Always. So we are not attached to Him who is always with us and who is going to be always with us. But we are attached to those who are recently joined us. And we are sure they are going to leave us one day. Your wife, your husband, going to be the same after the next life?
Most likely. 7 lifetimes.
7 lifetimes? So this is the 7th one?
Maybe.
He's saying, I wish so.
I hope it's mine 7th one.
Everyone say this. But anyway, this is a general saying. But 7 lifetime and how many million lifetime is Krishna in the heart?
Always.
Not even 7 billion, not 7 billion, not 7 trillion. It's infinite. Whereas we are not attached to Him. We are attached for those who recently joined us 30 years back, 20 years back, like that. We care for each other. There's emotions and all. But where's the emotion for the Lord? That's the only missing link. Grasta ashram is not bad. But when the missing link is there, then it becomes bad. Then it's turned out bad. That means no attachment with the Lord. That's the only problem. If we keep Him as the center of our life, then everything is fine. If He is absent, then... So Raghunath Das Goswami, to show to the, as an example to the entire world, what is the meaning of attachment? These associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are with Him in His abode. But when they come here, they display the pastime to show us the exemplary, what is the meaning of attachment and where we have to invest our attachment. So Raghunath Das Goswami, eternal associate of Mahaprabhu, not that Mahaprabhu came here 530 years back and one personality, Raghunath Das Goswami, just heard about him and got attached. No. But he's showing with his own example what is the meaning of attachment. So he tried several attempts to leave Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and one time he escaped. And he came to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu said, "Na ho Batul, don't act like a crazy person. Ghare fire jao, go back home. Markat vairagya na karo log dikhaiya. Don't renounce like monkeys. Markat vairagya. Dry renunciation." What is renunciation of monkey? Monkey shows that, I don't wear clothes, I don't need anything to eat. I just stay in tree, in the branches, I just survive on leaves, I don't care anything. Showing off like this. But moment he get an opportunity to enjoy, he always runs for enjoyment of his senses.
But that was not the case when Raghunath Das Goswami...
I'm coming to that point.
Sorry.
I'm coming to that point. So Mahaprabhu said, Antare nishta bhaya kare log vyavhar. Develop firm faith in your heart and externally just make external show off to those who are associated with you. Your business and all. Mahaprabhu told Raghunath Goswami to go back home. Don't come with me. But that was not the case with many other associates. But through Raghunath Das Goswami, there is a great teaching here. That's why he's acting like this.
Okay.
How can Mahaprabhu reject? Someone coming to you, how can you reject? our Gurudev, Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, he used to say, what to speak of those who are very advanced in spiritual life? Even a newcomer, a sadhaka, practitioner who just began bhakti, and he very little, 1% renunciation from material world. He is trying to serve Krishna, makes Krishna the center of his life. Krishna become indebted to that newcomer, a new fight. What to speak of one who attained very high goal? Even a newcomer. Because Krishna is a very big, broad heart and he thinks, oh, he's doing this for me. He's doing for me. Alpa seva prabhu bahu karimani. Prahlad Maharaj is saying, Kamadina katina katita paliti doni desha. I am always serving one master who never got satisfied with me. That master is always telling me to serve me more, serve more, serve more. And I am following and obeying his order. But he never get satisfied. So I decided to change my master. So I made Krishna as my master now. And the moment I made Krishna as my master, wow, he's great. Alpa seva prabhu bahu karimani. Even little endeavors of seva, not a complete seva, little endeavor of seva, Krishna acknowledge this and take it to the heart. Wow, you're doing so much for me. Oh, you planted tulsi in your courtyard. Or you watered tulsi. Or you followed Ekadashi. Or you served a sadhu. Or you serve prasadam to a sadhu. Or you visit my holy dham. Any little endeavors with Krishna or Tadya Vastu. Anything related to Krishna. Or you honored this tithi. He just need one excuse to shower his mercy. Why excuse? Because then the fault will come to him. Visham me dosh. That why you giving bhakti to him, why not giving to her? Anyone can catch hold the neck of Krishna. Why you giving bhakti to him, her, and not to them? So he's always finding excuse. Oh, I'm giving bhakti to him or her because followed Ekadashi. What wrong I'm doing? He watered Tulasi. He saw Tulasi. He touched Tulasi. So like once upon a time at airport, the security guy, he asked, he said, oh, nice tattoo. Because they say many designs, but I never saw this kind. They say, on the forehead. I said, yes, but this is usable. I mean, I can put again whenever I want. I said, oh, this is amazing. I said, but this is not tattoo. This is the feet of the Lord. He became a little grave. Is it feet of the Lord? I said, yes. Because the God has two very beautiful lotus feet. His feet is compared to as lotus. Beautiful. So we draw these lines to place the lotus feet of the Lord on our forehead so that He can be in our remembrance all the time. Then he said, what is this? I said, this is a tulasi. What is tulasi? I said, there's a plant. Oh, you worship plant? I said, yes. It's called holy plant. Holy basil. Oh, amazing. I never heard this. So, and luckily I had one tulsi leaf with me. And I gave him. I said, see, this is what we place here. He said, why can't you put this here? I said, it's not sticky, it falls. It falls. So, is that dear to the Lord? I said, yes. You want to eat? Oh, we can eat this? I said, yes. So we ate that.
Wow.
Tulsi leaf.
What mercy.
No. This is called Sukriti. Agyata Sukriti. He's not familiar, but he honored that. So now, if Krishna gives bhakti, no one can doubt or find fault in Krishna. Oh, he honored Tulasi. He honored a sadhu. Sometimes, people at the airport, they favor us. Seeing that, oh, we are a monk, a godly person, so they help something with that. So let's call a little service. Thinking we are related to the Lord. So they develop this Sukriti. Anyway, that's not our point. So Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Mahaprabhu sent him back. And when he came back, internally he's developing so much faith, so much attachment with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But externally, he's acting like ordinary with people. So and so that he was helping his uncle who got hard time from the government. The king wants to arrest him because he was hiding his taxes. You know? So this system of tax invasion was 500 years, even 500 years back.
Not new.
Not new. So Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, with his sincere request, because king was ready to punish him, he was hiding like 300,000 coins, not paying tax. But Sri Raghunath Das Goswami requested him, and by hearing the sweet words and sincere words, he said, okay, I'm not going to punish your uncle. Tell him, this is his father's brother, tell him to come and give us the money back.
The tax. Okay.
The tax. Sri Raghunath Das Goswami resolved this. So why this is so important to mention in Chaitanya Charitamrita? Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is showing that how he was so expert even in the public dealings and his business. But that was only external affair. Internally, he was attached to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and got restless. Why Mahaprabhu sent me back? Why Mahaprabhu sent me back? This is example with so many pastimes of devotees, like Narad. When he was performing tapasya austerities, Krishna came in front of Narad just for one glimpse and disappeared. You know? In front of Dhruv Maharaj also. And many examples like this. Why it is so? To make the practitioner, the devotee, restless. Restless. Restlessness comes when there is some obstruction. When everything goes regular in a flow, there is not so much beauty of, ups and downs, the waves. But when there is some obstacle and obstructions, after that, bhakti goes very fast. And sometimes devotees, they pray. They pray. Oh, that was a good time in my life. Reconnect kar raha hai. Okay, done. That's okay. So some devotees, they have this realization. Something happened in their life. And because of that, they're feeling repentance. And now they're weeping and crying. Yeah. And when you're in disturbance mode, you chant more.
Right.
In a regular times, the chanting also become regular. But in a disturbance time,
Chanting is much deeper.
chanting much deeper and with emotions and with the praying. Then turns out to quality chanting. You're actually crying. Not crying for Krishna, you're crying for something else. But Krishna acknowledged, you're crying for me. That's the beauty of Krishna's nature. Hare Krishna, also cries. Oh, you're crying for me. I have a personal experience with one devotee. Hours and hours, something happened in his life, and hours he was just crying, Nitai, oh God, Nitai, God. 1 hour continuously chanting Nitai and God. And so much change happened in his life. He's shocked later on. He's shocked how so much change. Because the Lord acknowledged the emotions. Even though it is not for him, it's for someone else, XYZ. But Lord acknowledged this. So restlessness is very important. And it comes when there is some obstructions happens in the life. So therefore devotees, they pray, oh, when those days will come again in my life. That doesn't mean that we have to do something wrong again. But that experience, oh, that was a wonderful experience. I was weeping and crying, calling out sincerely from the heart, and it was quality chanting, not quantity chanting. Shri Raghunath Das Goswami, so restless. After 1 year, again he want to escape. And every time he's escaping, he's running away, his father catch him, bring him back. Every time. And once upon a time, his mother told to her husband, Raghunath is running away from us. Why don't you bind him with a rope somewhere in the house? Then the father said, oh, that's not going to work out. Because if the rope of so much opulence around us cannot bind him, if the rope of the love of his beautiful wife, which is compared to his heavenly girl, the attraction of that beautiful wife, the attachment and the love of beautiful wife cannot bind him, how this rope which has no life can bind Raghunath? A great teaching is here. There is so many ropes which bind us, even though it's not physical. We can see those ropes, but they are ropes of emotions, right? Subtle in nature. The ropes of attachments, the ropes of desires, unfulfilled desires, and we strive for that, we struggle for that. These are also ropes, but it's not seen. So you can't bind a person with any rope, physical rope, but you can bind a person with the rope of love and emotions. Therefore, 11th canto Bhagavatam, in Navyogendra Samvad, the Yogendras are saying, describing the qualities of Mahabhagavat pure devotees. Say, pranena rasena ditangri padma. The pure devotees of the Lord, they bind the lotus feet of the Lord in the heart with a rope. What is that rope? Pranena rasena ditangri padma. The rope of pranay. Pranay means love. Which make Krishna attracts. Shri Krishna akarshni cha. Which attracts Krishna. Any sacrifice you do for Krishna. Krishna arthe akhil bhog tyag. Krishna arthe akhil bhog tyag. Means sacrifice for Krishna. And Krishna immediately get bind in the heart. Proportionately. Sacrifice for Krishna. What is that? Oh, Ekadashi is coming. I just went Ekadashi, right? I want to follow. Close, please. I want to follow Ekadashi without eating. Why? I'm getting fat. So, I want to follow Ekadashi without eating. So, is that following Ekadashi for Krishna? It's for myself. But, this is one example. But in our practices, we all are practicing Krishna consciousness more or less. Everyone have their own styles. But if those practices are meant to please senses of the Lord Krishna, then it comes on the ledger love. When it is self-centered, then it is not love. So many people, they leave home with fights or with so many other reasons. So can we say this is renunciation for Krishna? No. But when there is renunciation, by understanding with full awareness and understanding. I am renouncing for Krishna. That is true renunciation. Krishna arthe akhil bhog tyag. Atmindi priti vancha tate bole kam. Krishna indi priti vancha dhare premana. Anything for the pleasure of the Lord. That's called prem. And anything for the pleasure of my senses is not prem, that's only kam, means selfish, self-interest desires. Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, is not that he's fed up of his householder duties, his opulence, his wife, is no. That was not the case. Because of his attachment for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's trying to run away from there. Want to see Mahaprabhu. But wait a minute. Raghunath Das Goswami, you already saw Mahaprabhu and Mahaprabhu sent you back. And why you again attempting to go and see Mahaprabhu? That means you're disobeying him. Right? If Mahaprabhu give you order, go there and don't come back. And if you again come back, that means you're disobeying Mahaprabhu. Right. This is something we need to learn. There are certain areas of love where disobedience becomes more obedience. Where disobedience becomes more obedience. And obedience becomes disobedience. Like example of Param Gurudev exchanging cloths with Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada. In other words, he's disobeying his Guru Maharaj. But actually he's obeying. There are many areas like that, many examples like that. So, if Mahaprabhu is saying, go back, don't come again. And a person think, oh, I should follow the instruction of Mahaprabhu. But even if someone is disobeying the order of Mahaprabhu, saying, Mahaprabhu, I cannot live without you, then Mahaprabhu come and embrace you. You don't even care for my order just because you want to be with me. That pleases the senses of the Lord. So in material dealings, disobedience is not considered good. But spiritual dealings and spiritual life is totally different, right? Material world is a replica of the spiritual world. It's the other way around. So in spiritual world, disobedience has a very high position. So, but don't take this otherwise that we have to disobey our Gurudev. Just like I give you my example. When I was serving my Gurudev, I was not sleeping all night. Because we were meant to look after him in turns. So my turn was night shift. And Gurudev used to get up many times. He needs water, he needs medicines. So I was like not sleeping all night. So he literally chastised me. Why you don't sleep? You fall sick if you don't sleep. Then I said, yes, I'm going to sleep. But I was not sleeping. And he's like watching me like this. Yes. This is something personal I'm sharing. And when he looks towards me, then I go my hand like this. So looks like I'm disobeying his order. He's ordering me to sleep. Why? He cared for me. So much personal. He could have said, oh, you are here to serve me, so this is your duty. But he has so much love, even for his own sevakas. That's his glories. I'm not relating this story to highlight myself. The only purpose of sharing this is to show how much love he has for us. He is concerned for my rest and my sleep. But what is my prime duty? To serve him. So it looks like I'm disobeying his order. But this is not called disobeying. For his pleasure, for his service, I'm disobeying him. If I'm disobeying for some other purpose, that's different. But when his service is a center of disobedience, then there is no problem. So Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, he escaped. And then he came to a place called Panihati. So now this time he's not going to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He came to Sri Nityananda Prabhu. That's the, what do you call, suspense of the story. He came to Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Where Sri Nityananda Prabhu, if you go Panihati and if you see the stream of Ganga flowing there, you can't even see that. So heavy stream. You saw it? No, so heavy. You can't, you get scared to even see that. So he saw Raghunath Das Goswami from far distance. Imagine, like a royal prince, but not eating, not drinking, not sleeping, just running, crossing forest. Because the source of his love is there. He saw Nitya Prabhu sitting under huge big banyan tree, and his effulgence was spreading everywhere, and all his associates surrounded him, and hundreds of associates sitting next to him, adoring the beauty of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. And there was shortage of space, so some of the associates of Nityananda Prabhu was even sitting in Ganga, where the flow of the Ganga, the stream of Ganga is scared to even see. I mean, if you see that, your head gets spin. And they were sitting there, standing there. The question comes, how is possible? Because of the attraction of Nityananda Prabhu. They were not going with the flow. They were just stuck there.
Magnet.
The magnet. The attraction of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, the magnet. Yeah. And Sri Raghunath Das Goswami from far distance, he paid obeisances to Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So the lesson here is, when you see your Ishta, your worshipable, just by seeing him, you're supposed to pay obeisances. It's not duty bound, this is love bound. Far distance, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, he saw Sri Nityananda Prabhu and paid obeisances to him. And the associate of Nityananda Prabhu informed Nityananda Prabhu, Raghunath is there. And Nityananda Prabhu saw from distance, oh, Chora, you thief, come here. How can Raghunath Das Goswami be thief? He is so rich. Yes, he's thief. Come here. And Sri Raghunath Das Goswami came near to Nityananda Prabhu, paid flat obeisances to him. Nityananda Prabhu said, Nityananda Prabhu placed his lotus feet on his head and addressed him as a thief. Why thief? You trying to steal my property without my sanction. Whose property of Nityananda Prabhu? Nityanand Pranadhan Jai Gaur Hari. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the wealth of Shri Nityananda Prabhu. And you try to take my wealth without my permission. That's why Mahaprabhu sent Raghunath Das Goswami back. That's why. Because you cannot approach Mahaprabhu unless you get sanctioned by Shri Nityananda Prabhu. You cannot worship Radha Krishna if you not worship Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You cannot worship and come along with Nityam Prabhu and Mahaprabhu unless you got permission and sanction by Guru. Because who is Gurudev? Manifestation of Shri Nityananda. When you get stamped by Guru, then you get entrance. Actually, from there, that point you get start entrance in the service and the worship of the Lord. It begins from there. It's not the ending. So initiation is not the ending. Initiation is the beginning of bhakti. Don't think initiation done, oh now it's complete. It's not complete. It started now. Before is kindergarten. But when you get admission in school, then you say, oh, you got admitted in school, not that you got passed out from school. Similarly, initiation means admission in the school of bhakti. That's the beginning point, not the ending. So, Nityam Prabhu chastised, lovingly chastised him by saying, you try to steal my wealth, my property. And he understood what Nityam Prabhu meant by saying this. And that's why, now you understand why Mahaprabhu sent him back? That's why. Mahaprabhu sent him back. Go.
How do you develop such deep love for Krishna? I mean, is it even within the capacity of a normal person? I mean, I suppose definitely not. But what is the process by which you do?
How do you develop love with your body? Everyone loves one's body more than anything else. How we develop attachment and love for our body? By always supplying or serving our body whenever the body demands whatever. Body demands food, we give food to body. Body demands water, we give water. Body demands rest, we give rest. Body demands enjoyment, we give enjoyment. Whatever body demands, we always fulfill. And that's why we are so attached with our body. Every individual is attached to one's body. Every individual. More than anything else. That's the first attachment. So, constantly obeying the urges of the body or fulfilling all the demands of the body, naturally you get attached. Wherever, my Gurudev used to say, wherever you invest your energy, you get attached there. Suppose you invest $500,000 in some project. Where is your meditation and your thoughts and everything?
Project success.
It always goes there. Why? Because the most important savings of your life you invested in some place. So day and night you thinking there, right? Day and night, that's the only concern and worry. So you get attached. Similarly, their personalities like Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, day and night only think of their worshipable Nityananda Prabhu and Mahaprabhu. So it's very spontaneous with them, this kind of attachment. It's not that developing that, it's spontaneous.
So that's where my question was that, of course, for them it's,
by giving your energy in the service of Guru and Vaishnavas. And that's why the very first step in bhakti is accepting a Guru in one's life. The process begins from there. And under the wings, under the guidance of that Guru, following his instruction, any style of bhakti, then we start following, then you don't have to develop attachment and bhakti, you just develop itself. Yasya deve para bhakti, yatha deve tatha guru. Tasya kathitam artham prakashante mahatmana. What is the meaning, Prabhu?
Yasya deve para bhakti, whose bhakti, param bhakti is just as in Guru, just as in Devta, just like that in Guru. So Guru is like Devta.
Devta here means Krishna.
Bhagwan. Yasya deva para bhakti, yatha deve tatha guru. Tasya ete kathithahi artha. So in that person, the actual good meaning, the confidential purports are revealed. Prakashante Mahatma.
Understand, Brahma? What he's saying?
Yes.
What? What do you got?
Basically, you have to treat Guru like Krishna himself. So essentially, that has been repeated over and over again. Many, Mangalachaраnas that see that Guru is Nararupa Hari, which is like Krishna himself. So therefore, we have to definitely, submit ourselves to the Guru as you're submitting to Krishna.
Yes. No, but this is special point here. Again,
Yasya
Deve Parabhavati.
Yatha Deve Tatha Guru. Tasya Ete Kathitha Hi.
Now, what is the meaning of the first line?
Yasya Deve Parabhavati. So one who has faith in Lord, in the spiritual master.
Not faith. Attachment. The same amount of attachment we develop for Krishna.
But the word bhakti is used here.
Huh?
Yasya Deva Parabhakti. So the Parabhakti is underlined here.
So what is the meaning Parabhakti here?
The supreme devotion.
So what is supreme devotion means?
You are everything Manasuk de Geho Jo Kichu Mora Arpitu Tu Padet Nanda Kishore.
Yes. So bhakti means devotion. You know? So devotion and bhakti, the essence of the words here, devotion and bhakti here means attachment. Attachment. Yasya deve parabhakti yatha deve tatha guru. Tasya kathitam artham prakashante mahatma. Then all the deep details of bhakti enlighten in your heart. If you develop the same proportion.
Like people like us who are grihasthas, right? We're not able to do like, seva, right? Vani seva only we are able to do. So, in that situation, we relate to body more than, So how do you basically...
So it grows proportionately. In our daily practices, if we are under guidance of a trainer who's teaching us, make Krishna as the center of your life. Even as a grasta, worshipping Krishna. I will only eat, okay, I'll give you one example. In Jagannath Puri, now this Saturday is Snan Purnima. In Jagannath Puri, Jagannath get bathed, public bathing. And then for 21 days, he falls sick. And there's no darshan for 21 days. And he's not given very rich food, offering, sorry. Otherwise he gets 7 times, 64 preps. He eats a lot. All day is eating, all day is eating. Why a priest, the pujari is always feeding him so much? Because they don't want him to sleep. And why they don't want him to sleep? Because he's Patit Pavan. He is savior of the fallen. So he should always be awake so people can come and have him darshan and they get liberated. That's why they don't want him to sleep. He sleep very less, but he eat a lot. All day eating. His hands never get dry. One offering done, so the pujari wash his hands and about to dry, then another offering comes. That's how Jagannath is. So, but in the 21 days, so we're going to have this celebration. Please come and join us. So instead of Saturday, we're going to do Sunday morning. Sunday morning? So you can get a dress from them. So Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, we're going to bathe them Sunday morning. And then 21 days in Jagannath Puri, Jagannath gets sick. Right? And only herbs and khichdi and all this simple food is offered to him in Jagannath Puri. So in those days, I've seen Grastha. They are in love with Jagannath. So now they are not demigods, they are simple Grasthas. So I've seen them in those 21 days, they are also not eating the regular food. I saw the guy, what he's eating, just boiled khichdi, rice dal, without salt, without spice, just liquid, and not even a plate, on the ground. And he's going like this and eating like this, like a cow. And he's not showing off to others. He just lock his door and he's eating like this. Don't want anyone to see. And why he was doing this? He said, if my Jagannath is not eating, then why I have to eat? If Jagannath is not eating, why I have to eat? You know? So if you do something like this, naturally you develop love. I saw a boy 35 years back when I was a student. He has a small altar, like you see the small altar here, very little tiny small altar in his home. And in those days, if you, in India, you're from India, right? Power outage for hours and hours was very common, right? And there was not even inverters in those days. 35 years back, no inverters. So power gone means gone. And you have to survive on the mercy of the Lord when the power comes. Right? So this boy, when he started chanting, very new to Krishna consciousness, just like maybe 2 months, he heard lectures and he heard all this, that we have to develop love with Krishna. So he's saying that he was seeing there is no power, and in the altar there is no fan because there is no power. So in India we have those hand fans, you know. So he stood right in front of the altar and he's just fanning Krishna. Gopal deity in the altar, Gopal deity and one Krishna deity, and he's just fanning like this. His mother said, "Are you crazy? He's not crazy. Krishna never feel hot." And he's so young, he was like 17 years. You say, "No, mother, he's feeling hot. And I'm young, why can't I fan him?" She said, "How long are we going to fan?" He said, "Until the time when power comes back." 2 hours you're just fanning. Fanning. And he's very new to Krishna consciousness. He never learned scripture so much, he never learned verses so much. So is Krishna is thinking he's learning his verses, learning verses, all that, or he's acknowledging his love for him? It looks like a very simple and very ordinary dealing. But this is what Krishna wants. You know? He don't know scriptures, he don't know so much tattva, siddhanta, no verses, very new to bhakti. Not even chanting 16 rounds. But his concern for his deities made him attached to the deities. And with this one attempt, not attempt, but one service, so many ideas coming in his mind that every day I should spend 30 minutes in decorating the altar. So he used to take those roses. In India we get roses and marigold. He used to take the petals and decorate, like sometime make a sun, sometime make a moon. Because he's thinking, oh, my Gopal, he's going to move in this altar. So I should make a path for him with the flowers. I know. Then finally, gradually, he's telling his mother, I'm not going to eat unless Krishna will eat. She said, oh, we are doing offering to Krishna. You don't worry. I offered milk, I offered fruits and nuts. But for you, I have rice, chapatis, all that. He said, no. For 2 days, he didn't eat anything. And he made his family force. First you have to feed my Krishna, then I'm going to eat.
Wow.
And they all start thinking he's gone crazy. So what was happening? He's developing that attachment with his deities. Attachment with Krishna. So in this way, this is called.
What was the maturity for that? Like, so what happened? How did he mature in that?
He just heard this one lecture saying that whatever sacrifice you do for Krishna, he acknowledged that and you develop love with him. There's so many things in that lecture, but this was one point.
I'm just asking. So he was fanning, he was taking care of the deities. Uske baad, later, what was the conclusion? Eventually,
He started developing more and more love and more interest in hearing about Krishna, chanting about Krishna, and then he became sannyasi.
Who is it?
Huh?
Can you say his name?
I don't know his name. Then he left his everything. He went to Vrindavan Dham, and Krishna made all his arrangements. And he come across very high class guru. He got initiation, and his spiritual journey went so smooth. He became sannyasi, and then he started traveling all over the world. So start from there. But I don't know his name.
One action of
Yes.
taking a service seriously.
Alpa seva Prabhu Bahu Karimani. A little seva, Krishna takes his big. Oh, you've done so much more. So that seva, what he was doing, was not out of any duty bound. It was out of love. So my Krishna is don't have fan, and I'm fanning.
Some people, they're not able to sustain this service. Like they start, right? Like you want to do something, but then you are so involved in the.
But that's why we need association at every step to make us aware of this, to make us understand this again and again. We need hammering. Right? So in this way, Shri Raghunath Das Goswami, he got blessed by Shri Nityam Prabhu. By Nityam Prabhu placed his lotus feet on his head, on Shri Raghunath Das Goswami. Now this is not ordinary, this is very rare. The Lord has so many ways to give blessings. He can glance over you, merciful glance, that's also his blessings. He can place his hands on your head, the blessing. He can, in his heart, he's giving you blessings. But placing one's lotus feet on someone's head, that's not ordinary. That's a very special case. And Lord does not do this to each and every one. Even his associates also. Shri Raghunath Das Goswami got blessed with his special mercy because he is so restless and he renounced everything for the sake of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He deserved that special mercy. Shri Nityam Prabhu placed his lotus feet on the head of Shri Raghunath Das Goswami. He got his special compassion and mercy. And Nityam Prabhu said, I want to punish you. Danda, punishment, because you try to steal my property. Oh, chora. Try to steal my property. And Nityam, Raghunath Das Goswami, whatever punishment you want to give me. He said, you have to feed all my associates.
Right.
What you have to feed? Yogurt, dahi, and Cīḍā means chipped rice.
Cīḍā.
Cīḍā, yes. Cīḍā. Chipped rice. So Shri Raghunath Das Goswami, because he was very wealthy, for him this was nothing. So he arranged several pots, earthen pots, yogurt and chipped rice soaked with nuts and fruits, and also condensed milk and chidwa. Sit here. Condensed milk and this chipped rice with nuts. Several pots. 2, 3 for everyone. Immediately, he ordered his people to go and buy whatever. So everything was purchased. And when those business people, those selling in the market, they saw it's a good business, they brought all their ingredients there. And Sri Raghunath Goswami, he purchased everything. Then everything was given in front, was served in front of, kept in front of the associates of Nityam Prabhu, including Sri Nityananda Prabhu. When Nityam Prabhu told Raghunath Das Goswami, keep additional 2 pots. And Sri Nitya Prabhu invoked Mahaprabhu. You know, when you do offering, you are invoking the Lord to come and eat. And if Nityam Prabhu is invoking, Mahaprabhu can't resist. He came there, but no one can see Mahaprabhu. And Nityam Prabhu took this and feeding Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu is taking and feeding Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Like this.
Sweetness.
So everyone was there. And Nityam Prabhu, what is doing? He's taking from little morsel from every one spot and feeding Mahaprabhu. Making prashadam. That's the mercy of Sri Nityam Prabhu. This is the mercy of Nityam Prabhu. He's not only thinking about himself, he's thinking about everyone else. So everyone can get the mercy of Sri Mahaprabhu. So he took from everyone and started feeding Mahaprabhu with his own hands. Not only just chanting mantras, but actually feeding. And then later on, Mahaprabhu and Nityam Prabhu, they start performing Sankirtan. This is called Dand Utsav. Dand Utsav means festival of punishment. Such a wonderful punishment. Because of one attempt of stealing the property of Nityan Prabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nityan Prabhu gave this punishment. How wonderful it is, right? So in this way, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami became the recipient of the mercy of Nityam Prabhu, and now by sanction by Nityam Prabhu, he came to Jagannath Puri and he met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he got involved in all the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In all the pastimes. He saw. And in Jagannath Puri, when he was in Jagannath Puri, his father came and he said, how are you going to survive here? No money, no possessions. I'm sending my people and money with them.
Okay.
And Raghunath Das Goswami is thinking, this is not called surrenderness. If I'm getting money from my father and people to serve me, this is not called surrenderness. So what shall I do with this money? Because my father left with me. So Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, he invited Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Please come and have prasadam in my home. Because he's thinking, I'm not supposed to use my father money for myself. I will rather use this for serving Sri Chaitanya. And Mahaprabhu was very happy. But after some days, Mahaprabhu asked his personal sevak, Govinda Prabhu, Govinda, what happened? Raghunath is not inviting me anymore. And Govinda Prabhu replied to Mahaprabhu, yes, because he's thinking this money belongs to his father and his father is materialistic. He's Vishay. And he don't want to serve you with the money of a materialistic person. Mahaprabhu got so pleased. Oh, so then how he's eating now? Forget about me, but how he's surviving? Sri Govinda Prabhu reported. He's standing outside the gate of Sri Lord Jagannath and he's begging alms there. Mahaprabhu got so pleased. He's so rich landlord and today he's standing outside the gate of Lord Jagannath and begging some prasadam. Very nice. And then after some days, Mahaprabhu asked Govinda, how's Raghunath doing? He said, Mahaprabhu, he stopped begging at the gate of Lord Jagannath. Oh, then why he stopped? He said, because Raghunath is thinking this is like a profession of a prostitute. A prostitute always looking for customers. So Raghunath is thinking, I'm here to do bhajan to serve Mahaprabhu, but I'm always thinking, oh, this person looks rich, he's going to give me more prasad. Oh, he's going to give me more, he's going to give me more. This is like a profession of a prostitute. So he gave up begging. Mahaprabhu said, then how is surviving? And Govinda Prabhu got choked while describing this. He said, Mahaprabhu, what can I say? Those shopkeepers who are not able to sell their prasadam and the prasadam gets stale, they throw from the wall in the garbage area. And that prasad, that rice, which even cows are not even smelling, when cows comes to eat, they turn their face around. They can't smell that. Raghunath is taking that rice of Lord Jagannath and is eating that. Mahaprabhu got so restless. He immediately stood and ran there to Shri Raghunath Das Goswami. And he's actually seeing Raghunath is eating that. Mahaprabhu came restless and he took this prasadam when you want to eat. Sarup Damodar Goswami hold his hand. No, Mahaprabhu, this is not for you, this is not for you. And Mahaprabhu said, Raghunath, you eat so nice prasad, you don't offer to me? Why you don't offer this to me? Shri Sarup Damodar Goswami said, no, Mahaprabhu, this is not for you. This is for you. There's 64 professions or 56 professions. For you is 56 professions. This is not for you. You say, why not? This is so nice and beautiful. Raghunath is eating this. His heart melted to see his Raghunath, who was so rich, and his ideal example of renunciation. And in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he disappeared. He unfolded his pastimes on this planet. Nityam Prabhu also, Mahaprabhu, and Raghunath Das Goswami got totally shattered in separation of Nityam Prabhu and Mahaprabhu. Crying and weeping day and night. And then Sarup Damodar Goswami took care of Shri Raghunath Das, pacifying him, nourishing him. But then he also left this world. Now Raghunath Das Goswami totally broken. And he came to Vrindavan now, on the bank of Radhakund, worshipping there. And Radhakund is like Radharani. Radhakund is not different from Radharani. And Govardhan is like Krishna. So Raghunath Das Goswami there, doing very strong bhajan. Chappan dand ratri dine, jane na radha govind bine, chari dand shui thake, swapne na radha govind dine. Only sleeping 1.5 hours. And 22.5 hours almost chanting. 3,000 Dandvat Pranams every day. 3,000 Dandvat Pranams. Remembering each and every associate of the Lord and paying obeisance in their remembrance. And only 1.5 hour eating and sleeping. And what eating? Just 1 leaf cup, dona, 1 leaf cup of buttermilk once a day.
Just buttermilk.
Just buttermilk, 1 leaf cup.
Wow.
And once upon a time, one Brajvasi, he came with a big leaf cup. And Shri Raghunath Das Goswami asked, oh, from where you got this? He said, I got this from Sakhi's Thali. Means from Chandravali camp. And Raghunath Das Goswami became so angry, he wanted to beat him. Go away from here. So, not having any cottage, no shade, scorching heat in the month of June, in India. 125, 130 degrees Fahrenheit. He's just chanting. But least affected with the heat and the sun rays. And Radharani, with her veil, she's giving shade to Raghunath Das Goswami. And once upon a time, Sanatan Goswami Pad, he saw. He always do parikrama, Govardhan parikrama. He saw, and he Approaching Sri Raghunath Das Goswami and Radharani disappeared from there. And seeing Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami told, Sanatan Goswami told, Raghunath, this is not a good style of doing bhajan. He said, Prabhu, what wrong I am doing? Please correct me. He make a hut, make a cottage. He said, but we don't need any cottage. The shade of the tree is enough. And when Sanatan Goswami described, we are here to serve Radharani, not to get service from Radharani. She was serving you. She was sitting under sun and she was giving shade to you. Raghunath Das Goswami felt so bad and he started crying and weeping, Radhe, 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 rolling on the ground, and then he made a hut. You know? So he got a good support and nourished by Shri Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. But then Rupa Sanatan also disappeared. And now Shri Raghunath Das Goswami is totally finished. That Radha Kund, which was his place of worship and his love, source of his love. Now the Radha Kund appearing to him as a tigress coming to devour him. That Govardhan, which was so favorite of his place of residence, that Govardhan appears to him as a python coming and eating him. In separation from the associates of Shri Mahaprabhu and Shri Mahaprabhu. You know, the Radha Kund like tigress, Govardhan like python. Therefore, amongst the all Goswamis, the pastimes and life history of Sri Raghunath Das Goswami is so inspiring for us. It gives us so many details. I just spoke the outline, but there's so many details. How we are supposed to develop that attachment, the love for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that the base and the source of that is getting mercy of Nityan Prabhu first. So this pastime shows us, don't try to directly jump over Nityan Prabhu to get mercy of Mahaprabhu or Sri Radha Krishna. You know, we have to first get blessing of Sri Nityan Prabhu. Nitai Karuna Have Braje Radha Krishna. So today, this day is auspicious. That's why we had Dahi Chida today. We offered to Nityan Prabhu for his pleasure. Yogurt and chidwa with some mango, banana. You can make as opulent as you can. Put some nuts in that, then saffron in that. And this is how Nityan Prabhu did. It was not simple. It was very rich. Because this was all about serving the associates of Nityan Prabhu and Nityan Prabhu. So he spent so much with this. So today on this auspicious day, ending up here, praying to the divine lotus feet of Sri Raghunath Das Goswami and Nityan Prabhu and all associates of Nityan Prabhu, that we are very poor in knowledge, very poor in practicing, and no love and no attachment, very honest. But may in this lifetime we can develop that kind of attachment and we can achieve the ultimate goal of human life, and that's Krishna Prem. You know, on this very special day, O Shri Nityan Prabhu, O Shri Raghunath Das Goswami, oh, when this auspicious day come in my life, that I will also get this danda, this punishment, and that is to serve all your associates. Shri Ramdas, Miniketan Ramdas, and there's so many associates of Shri Nityan Prabhu, whose names itself, utterance of whose name itself gives Krishna Prem. So Danda Mahotsav, festival of punishment, is actually to serve the associates of Nityan Prabhu. How fortunate. We can, when the day will come, we get fortunate enough to serve the associates of Shri Nityan Prabhu. Gaur Prevanande. Thank you so much for coming. Vancha kalptarubhyascha kripa sindhu vyavacha patitanam pavanebhyo. Shri Nityanand Prabhu ki, Shri Raghunath Das Goswami ki, Dahi Chida Festival ki, Shri Gurudev ki. close this. What's the time now?
8:52.
Oh,
8:52.
oh,